Hello, today's demo will demonstrate how Foxtrot 1 can be utilized for automated regression testing. First, a little background about my organization. I'm with Radixx International, and we specialize in developing low-cost airline reservation systems for airlines throughout the world. When we were looking for a regression solution, there were several different problems that we were trying to solve. Regression testing was taking way too long manually, and we needed a quicker solution to get things out quicker and produce higher quality releases. We tried other well-known solutions. However, some of the tools were very cumbersome or just didn't work at times. And then the last thing was that a lot of the tools were very expensive. We decided to look at Foxtrot 1 for various reasons, and after looking at them, decided to go with Foxtrot 1 for these reasons. The tool is very easy to learn. The scripts require very little maintenance, and they're easy to modify. They can be modified on the fly, and the tool can be implemented very quickly. With this demo, we will demonstrate a full execution of a master script that will execute child scripts as well. Let me give you a little demonstration of some of these items that are on the screen first. If you look through here, you can see that this is the master execute script. And what the master execute script does is goes through and performs a run, and it executes the child scripts, which are on this side. The first script will come down and open this data set. Now, for the demonstration purposes, I went ahead and opened this up so I could show the data set. But the first step that this would do would actually open up this data set that I currently already have open. The second step would come through and execute this first script, which is going to do a one-way booking for us. It's going to validate a couple fields, and then it's going to grab a reservation number to be utilized in the next script. This next script is going to take the reservation number, which was created from the first script, and log into the system, and then do a modify of a reservation to completion, and then return back to the home page. Now, our final step is just going to throw up a message that says, okay, this concludes the demo. So this is our main master script. These are our child scripts that's going over and executing. This is our data set, and then we can also record and list variables as well. So let's go ahead and execute this script, and you'll see that it will start with the little arrow area up here. Okay, now it's going to go through and start doing our booking. And as you can see, it's just going through and selecting the different fares. Notice how Foxtrot 1 does a good job of waiting for the screen to actually change before it continues. So right now it says browser's not ready, I'm waiting. So now it's going to go in and choose the fare, and hit the next button. Now these different steps over here that say send data is actually pulling from our data set and inserting the data into the fields and choosing the items that we had scripted out at the beginning. Now here we're choosing a credit card as the form of payment and entering our field data again. Now this is going to produce a reservation number, and that's being saved to the data set to be used in the next script. Now you can see the confirmation number being plugged in there and logging in. Now we're going to modify this reservation to a different day. Then we'll pay for our penalty. Paying with the credit card again. Processing the payment. The next step is going to return it back to the criteria page where we all started from. And there's our message that says this concludes the demo. So you can see how easy it was for Foxtrot to run through the execution, insert data, get your confirmation, log back in, modify your reservation, and then return back to the main page. So all that is exactly what an end user would do, but a lot quicker. So I want to demonstrate a couple little steps here just to show you how easy the scripting actually is. Okay. First thing I want to do is go open up my data set that I want to use. And you can see the data set's been populated down here. Now, with Foxtrot 1, it's very easy to do the scripting. So, if you wanted to select a one-way reservation, you'd simply select this radio button. Foxtrot 1 will give you this cool little window. You click to select the radio button. This just makes it for easier maintenance. Say OK. You can see how easy that is, and also note over here it selected the one-way radio button. Also with Foxtrot, it makes pick lists very easy to select as well. And what I like about it is you can do select item, you can do specific item, and then you get a whole list of everything that's in there. For this one, we're going to choose JFK. Now, the note here isn't mandatory, but I like to put it in there because it makes the maintenance a lot easier. So as you're reading through the script, you can actually see what it was you were doing. Here I'm selecting the radio button one way, here I'm selecting the airport JFK. Now, it's also easy to send data to the screen, and I'll show you how to do that. And what we would want to do is just populate this field, like last name. And we're going to do a send data, and we're going to retrieve the data from our data set. So you can see how easy it was to populate that. Now, another thing that you will find useful is copying data from the screen into a variable, and that's very simple. Simply come to the variable button here, just say add variable, and what we're going to do with it is we're going to grab the name adult and simply put it in this variable so we can see it there all the time. So now we just grab our little sensor again, go over the word adult, and you copy any data from the system, whether it's a display item or a pick list item or a field, anything you want to save to your data set. So we want to come over to our variables, select that variable that we just identified, and say OK. In order to edit it, you simply right-click on it, select Edit Action, and then you can see the term adult is actually in there. Now this can be used for a couple things. Just one, saving the data to be used later, or you can actually use this for data validation. So we wanted to make sure that the word adult always appears in the same location all the time. The way we do that is by coming to the Advanced tab. If we choose Require Matching Data, it will always confirm that this is exactly adult. Now, if we deselect this, it will automatically always overwrite this. This overwrite function is what I used earlier when grabbing the reservation number and then pasting it into the Modify section. I want it to change every time because I don't want to use the same reservation number every single time. In this case, I do want to validate the name adult shows up every single time, so I select the require matching. So that's really how simple it is to script with Foxtrot 1. In conclusion, the tool is very powerful. We were able to get our regression testing down from 3 days down to less than 40 minutes. We can quickly find issues with the system as soon as we get a new build. Each new build gets run through the regression testing before it gets released to the QA department. So that concludes our demo. If you'd like to learn more about automated regression testing, please feel free to contact EnableSoft.